I'm going to my rooftop right now. It's the best time to get some sunlight. And we are talking about the healthy habits, guys, right? So when I moved to India, I started consciously getting out in the sun to get my vitamin D. You will think that it's really illogical. I mean, isn't this country, or at least its coastal part where I am, a sunny most part of the year? Oh, see, I can't even look at the sun, it's so bright. Well, you'll be surprised to know that in tropical countries, people have a very high vitamin D deficiency because it's so hot and sunny that you get used to stay inside or to actually hide from the sun. So at some point, I really decided that I'll be getting my sun bath. And I never miss a chance. Today was a very busy day. I had to spend a lot of time in the office. And that's why I'm just lazing here on my rooftop. I guess it will sound quite obvious that after I moved to India, a lot of my daily habits changed and I acquired a lot of new habits. So in this video, I'm going to make like a very candid style, take you to my home and actually show a few things I really started doing, and I'm very happy about it because I know that they're great for me and for my health, both physical and mental. And what do we start with? Let me start with food. I mean, honestly, when we talk about healthy habits, what else can we start with? I've been married to an Indian for, wow, 10 years now. It will be 10 years this year. And he is actually an excellent cook. So I've been really spoiled in terms of healthy Indian food. But there is one habit that I actually only adopted recently, and I see such a big difference that it does on the way I feel after food. When you go to an Indian restaurant anywhere actually in the world, not just in India, you always get some special treat at the end of the meal. It's called sof, and usually it's fennel seeds that are coated with some sugar glaze. You know, they can be colorful. Sometimes they give you cardamom seeds that are coated in silver. It's really delicious, though some people find the taste unusual. First of all, of course, it's an excellent mouth freshener. You know, when you have this feel after a very delicious meal in your mouth that you don't want to be there anymore. And that's why actually a lot of people eat chewing gums or candies after, just to refresh. And of course, it's not a great idea to eat candies, you know, after each meal 3, 4, 5 times a day, depends on how often you eat. And this is why this soft thing is so amazing. So when I eat at home, I don't have to go to a restaurant for that. I always complete my meal with the fennel seeds, and as you see, they're not coated, it's actually just fennel seeds without any sugar on top of it. But the most amazing thing about having sof after the meal is not just the fresh breath and the nice feel in your mouth, but it's how it helps your digestion and what it does to your tummy. Because it actually helps your tummy digest all the amazing food that you put inside, and it does help to avoid bloating, you know, any discomfort that you have in there. So if you don't have this habit yourself, I really recommend you to adopt it. It doesn't have to be fennel. I know that some people are a little bit averse to its flavor. My other favorite is actually cardamom. You see we have like the whole spice rack here. This is where we make our cooking videos. And I literally just chew cardamom, the whole thing, even with the skin. Not that many people will do, but it replaces a chewing gum, and if I feel nauseous in the car, I also still chew it. And as we are talking about food, there is one more habit that I have now. Whenever I have a meal, again, especially if it's some kind of grain or even if it's just a sandwich, I love fusion food, I always have a bit of pickle on the side. And we have like the collection of homemade pickles always at home. It's all made by Srikant. And by the way, he has a channel where he has the recipe for all of them, so I'll drop a link. But each meal has a pickle which is matching the flavor. Like for example here, we have lemon pickle, it's really aged, so it's almost a year old and we are still not touching it, so it's waiting for its time. And this is my most favorite, classic mango pickle. I can finish the whole bottle in one go. And this is a fresh pickle, it's mango season now, so Srikant just made it literally today and it can be eaten already. So pickle has kind of similar function to sof because it helps you digest the food and feel more comfortable in your tummy, but of course it also adds amazing flavors. And there is something about it because I feel it became addictive. It's just important, I have to say, that it has to be like a healthy pickle, doesn't have to be homemade by you. In India, there are like so many homegrown amazing brands now who literally, you know, make homemade pickles with amazing oils and ingredients. So this is maybe something to look at, because I know you guys will be commenting that pickles are not healthy. A little bit of homemade pickle is totally healthy with the right oil. This is something that's always a part of my meal now, and moreover, my whole Russian family is doing the same. I'm going to Moscow soon to visit my mom and my sister, and I'm bringing them the jars of pickles because even they have this habit now to put them on the side of their meal. But good habits are not just about food. So let me show you something else that I started doing lately. And another habit that seems very obvious for everyone who actually comes from a tropical country is drinking enough water. And for me, for a person who's coming from the land of snow, it was just not a part of the habit. And I kept forgetting, my husband would constantly tell me, take the bottle, take the bottle, take the bottle. It took me quite a while, but now it's a part of me. And actually now it doesn't matter in which climate I travel. It's a very, very healthy habit for sure. And when I leave the house, I always take one bottle for myself, one for my daughter. Obviously I have hers with me now because, we forget things for ourselves, but we never forget it for our children. I'm also definitely lucky to be in the area where I have access to a lot of local foods, to a lot of village foods, and we often go to the market. And I think it's like the whole different lecture to explain why eating a season is a good thing to do. And even in India, because everything grows in the country, everything is accessible. You go to the stall and there are apples and a lot of exotic fruits, and they may be grown in India, but in a very different climate zone. And here I really took some time to understand what grows in the wild, what grows at what time, what do locals eat, what do locals drink. Because I know that when you sync your body with the environment, you always feel your best. And as we're talking about local habits, there is one particular habit that I've been really struggling to adopt from Indian ladies, but I'm not giving up. I think everybody in the world will agree that people in India have some of the most beautiful hair in the world, if not the most beautiful hair. They're thick, shiny, just gorgeous. I mean, I can't take my eyes off, when I walk around and see all the gorgeous hair that both actually men and women have. And I think there are a lot of things to it, it's about food, genetics, there are many factors that affect how your hair looks. But if you ask any Indian lady what's her secret and what you should do, she'll always tell you, put oil in your hair. So I have to say I've been really slow with adopting this habit because my hair, the one that I was born with, is really different. And when I put oil into my hair, it actually becomes like greasy and it looks like I haven't washed it in the last 6 months. But then I learned that there is a way. First, you have to get the right oil, which is lighter and that suits you. And second, you actually don't have to shower yourself, with the oil. You put a little bit, a few drops. And this is practically what I'm trying to make a habit now and to learn and adopt it, is to put a few drops in the hair because it will protect also from the heat, from the environment. Maybe it will grow longer, I never lose the hope, and it will grow thicker. Actually, my hair went through crazy transformation since I moved to India, and because I lost half of it just before because of the stress and all the pandemic stuff that was happening. And it was the local products, masks and products that helped me regain the beauty of the hair. But there is still a long road to go. If you want, I can make a separate video about hair and actually collect the secrets, from the ladies I know from whom we can learn. Let me know in the comments, leave me a comment if this is what you want. So I take a few drops and then, I start rubbing. And, in India, you can often see the scene actually. I think it's very often that it's mothers and grandmothers do this for, their daughters and granddaughters. This is what my mother-in-law does for my little daughter. She every day puts some oil in her hair. It's like a ritual, and it's also combined with the head massage. So I think there are so many benefits in this practice. So even if I'm not going to achieve the beauty of the hair that my Indian friends have, and the girlfriends especially, there will be some other benefits, your blood circulation improves. So I'll report, guys, if you follow me on Instagram, I talk a lot about the things that I'm changing in my life, so I'll report if I manage to follow this amazing habit of putting oil in my hair. And there is one more habit that I really want to cultivate, though I'm not there yet, but I'm really inspired by seeing what locals do in the morning. A lot of people here start their day with worship. And I think that the meditation, morning meditation, has been the biggest trend in the last years, and this is amazing because it's probably one of the most powerful things you can do for your mental health in the mornings. But honestly speaking, it doesn't have to be the meditation. I think it's a lot about bringing your focus to the right things and connecting with a bigger force just right when you wake up. and also expressing the gratitude for what you have. So check with me later, guys, if I'm actually able to do that. And if you guys have some advice for me, some tips, what other things I could try, you know, to implement in my daily routine to make it better, to make it healthy, to feel myself better, please let me know in the comments. And I'll see you in the next video.